Good stuff. Okay, let's get out a pencil and paper, please. So I wanted to talk about success for a few minutes. Everyone wants to be successful, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you defined your vision of success? When you hit X, you're successful. When I do X, I'll feel successful or I'll be successful. Okay, whether it's the weight you lose, whether it's the people you hang out with, whether it's the money you make, whether it's the property you own, whether it's the relationships you have with others and with your children or significant other. You know, what is that definition of success? What does that look like? What does that look like for you? We need to take a minute, not now, but in a minute or two, and write down what does that look like for you. I wrote down here, your life becomes better only when you become better. Better at what? You know, your scripts and dialogues? I think that's great. But that's what I think. Maybe you think it's a relationship. Maybe you think it's having more money in the bank account. Your definition of success could be X number of dollars in the bank account to make you feel better. My definition of success might not feel the same way. Okay? What price are you willing to pay? What's that definition of success? Now, I want to ask a question. And I wrote a statement down here. There is no success without sacrifice. You believe that or not believe it?
100%. Yes.
You believe it. Okay, so what does that mean to you? Describe that. If I had to describe that to your kids or significant other, how would I describe that? Can you help me? No success without sacrifice. Tess, you have an idea?
Well, like
Speak up just a bit.
working very hard to meet your goal.
Okay.
You know, like what we do, like we door knock, we prospect. It's painful. It's a sacrifice that you have to do, but at the end, it pays off.
Okay. Good. Good. Anyone else? Robert?
If you're explaining to a kid, I guess it'd be in order to take 2 steps forward, you have to be able to take 1 step back.
Okay.
You have to give
So there
up.
needs to be some sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Sacrifice, well, what I can think of is working even 7 days a week at this time.
So you may sacrifice some time with your family
Weekends, yeah.
to do some other things.
goals.
Okay.
Yeah,
You may sacrifice sleeping in.
yeah, exactly.
Sleeping in.
Sleeping in.
What's that?
Tess doesn't even know what that like. What is that? Sleeping in
I sleep
Okay.
in till 6 in the morning.
till 6 in the morning from 5:03. The alarms still go off at 5:03 on the weekend. Did you know that?
Wow.
It's terrible. Okay. So the other thing I wrote down here is success is achieved in inches, not miles. So success is achieved in inches, not miles. So what does that mean to you? Success is achieved in inches, little by little.
Baby steps.
So baby steps consistently, not giant steps occasionally.
Right.
Good. Jack, did you have something?
I think making small improvement.
Please speak up.
Making small improvement in every aspect.
Making small improvements in every aspect on a regular basis, daily basis, monthly basis. Okay, there is no success, success is achieved in inches, not miles. Okay? The typical great hitter doesn't get up to bat and hit a home run every time. What they do is they get on base a lot. So that's the difference. Not the home run. The home run is, you know, haven't read this to you guys in a while. It just reminded me. It's this is my dad gave this to me
Wow.
35 years ago.
How many years ago?
35 years ago.
Wow.
Just about 30 years ago, just before I opened the company.
Wow.
Okay? And he cut this out of a newspaper and gave it to me. I laminated it, and I carry it in my wallet every day. So I'm sure you've heard this before. It's entitled, Don't Be Afraid to Fail. You failed many times, although you don't remember. You fell down the first time you tried to walk. You almost drowned the first time you tried to swim. Did you hit the ball the first time you swung a bat? Heavy hitters, the ones who hit the most home runs, also strike out a lot. They swing. They swing. They swing. Okay? So it's the little things. Okay? R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his New York store caught on. English novelist John Kiersey got 753 rejection slips before he published 564 books. How many just a side note here. How many rejection slips would it take to have you stop writing?
Oh my gosh.
One.
0.
I'm not a writer, so, okay, not many. But think about that. How many times would you have to be pushed off before you stopped writing? How many phone calls do you make
A lot.
and get no's and people tell you no, 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 and you stop being in the real estate business? Kind of an interesting parallel.
Yeah.
So Babe Ruth struck out 1,330 times, but he also hit 714 home runs. It says here, don't worry about failure. Worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try.
Yeah. That's nice.
Interesting, huh?
Yes.
So success is achieved in inches, not miles. Go ahead.
I can say Walt Disney was fired from the New York newspaper for not being creative.
Creative enough. Yeah, he was fired for many things. Absolutely. Absolutely. Other thoughts on this?
I mean, us as realtors, we are such a great example because we get rejected a lot when we're prospecting out there a lot. We get rejected a lot and we continue.
That's right. Well, some of us continue.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. So congratulations,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't continue.
We learn to be numbed.
Yes, yes, that's
We learn to be
true.
numb.
You said the magic word.
So I wrote down here, the greatest enemy of tomorrow's success is today's success. What do I mean?
Yeah.
The greatest enemy of tomorrow's success is today's success. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Complacent.
Complacent because,
That you made a success today and you don't have it to go for tomorrow.
okay, good, good. Anyone else? No one else?
Start every day at 0.
Robert?
Start every day at 0.
Start every day at 0. The greatest enemy of tomorrow's success is today's success. If I'm successful today, I get a listing, I make a sale, I get a closing,
Oh.
I tend to
Yep.
take what I call the proverbial deep breath. I don't have to push quite as hard today or tomorrow. I have that closing. I have a listing. I have 3 pending. Okay? The biggest kiss of death is that. I got $10,000 extra dollars in the bank. I got my rents taken care of. My payments are taken care of. My car, this. I got an extra 10 grand. So I'm covered for the next 30 or 60 days, whatever the deal is. And I go, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? I played that game before. Played that game a lot as a newer agent. And I would get a little bit ahead. I get a pending or 2 ahead. I get a closing or 2 ahead. And then I would play the kiss of death. Kiss of death. Greatest enemy of tomorrow's success is today's success. I wrote down here, no advice on success works unless, who does?
You do.
You
I
do.
work, yeah.
No advice. Whatever advice I could stand here and give you, whatever advice you could read, whatever you can get from Mike Ferry, whatever you could get from the greatest mentor you can think of, you could sit at the knee of the greatest mentor that you have. Without working, without taking action, it's worthless. I wrote down here, opportunities and motivation are connected. What does that mean? Opportunities and motivation are connected. What does that mean?
Luck.
Luck, but, okay. Luck, opportunities and motivation are connected. So what happens? The more opportunities you have, the more luck you have, is the more motivation and harder you've worked or you've continued to work. Is that what you're talking about, Lita? Okay. What else,
I
Jack?
think the more motivated you are, you'll see more opportunity.
The more motivated you are, the more opportunity you tend to see. Okay, good. Interesting idea, good. What else? Hello?
The more great energy you have, and energy is attractive.
Energy is attractive. Energy is definitely attractive. I wrote down here, motivated people see opportunities, and opportunities are what motivate people. Think about it.
Repeat that now.
Motivated people see opportunities. That's what you guys just said. Motivated people see, Jack, you just said this, right? Motivated people see opportunities, and opportunities are often what motivate people. When I get, look, if I'm out door knocking and phone canvassing and I'm previewing a property, it's one of the reasons you preview property. I tell you to preview property so you have product knowledge, but you preview property to see value, to understand value. You knock on a door, you see this piece of property as a good value. Everything else that you previewed all morning was $500,000, and it looked like this, and it looked like this, and it had a pool or it didn't have a pool, whatever it was. And now you go to preview a property later on in the afternoon, and it's $475. And it's got all the things the 500s do, and it's in a little better shape. What happens to your motivation? You get, whoa, this is exciting. Either A, I could buy the deal myself and pick up $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 in sweat equity, or I could call the 3 or 4 buyers that I have over here and run them out here so that they can see the opportunity. I became motivated. Get it?
Yeah.
If you sit in the office and you keep thumbing through pictures, come on, that's what you're doing. There's no excitement, there's no motivation, there's no energy in that. Okay? We have example after example on this auction platform. Whether you use the auction platform or you use the ideas from the auction platform. People come to the open house.
Yep.
The 1 hour open house a couple times a week. And they can't get in any other time. So you get 8, 10, 12, 15 people that show up in one little 1,000 or 1,500 square foot house, and they go up and down and around, and they're looking around. You're trying to keep track of all these people, but the buyers, the 2 or 3 buyers that might be in this group, are looking around and they're saying, where's the gold in this place? How did all these people get here? Why? I like this house. You like this house? I like this house. We should really think about making, but look at all these people. I really wanted to try and pay 500, but maybe we should pay 510. Okay? You get what I'm talking about here?
Yes.
Okay? You're missing an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to help your sellers get $1 or $2 more.
Yeah, I went to go check out Jean's open house on Saturday, couldn't believe it.
What was going on?
Oh my gosh, like it was a cul-de-sac and there was like nowhere to park.
Wow.
Yeah, people were coming in and out. I guess she had like about 30 families in there, but people were outside and the neighbors were like, what's going on?
Pretty exciting.
36 groups.
36 groups.
Woohoo,
Pretty cool.
yeah.
Was that your first one or your second? First open
house.
First open
Yeah.
house. 36 groups.
Wow.
Did you pick up any buyers that weren't attached to agents?
I think only six or eight agents. Well, the others, when I call back, some of them have agents, but I don't really know people's buyers.
No, I understand that, but were there any
Yes.
Potential.
potential
buyers.
opportunities
Yes.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fascinating
So
how
much
that
activity.
works.
a few of them will put in offer.
Like, whoa.
At what point on that subject do I get to communicate with you and we're on the same page?
Well, let me ask you this, how long have you been trying to get them to preview property?
Good point. Okay, I rest my case.
I preview.
Sorry.
Hey guys and gals, I'm getting older. There is a point. There is a point where there is a point of no return here. So, hey, just humor me. Okay. God, Robert, thanks. That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Motivated people see opportunities, and opportunities are often what motivate people. Okay?
Yeah.
I wrote down here on this one, which was, sorry. I wrote down, a year from now, you may wish you had started today. Question. A year ago, wouldn't it have been nicer to have started whatever it is we're talking about a year ago so you could be a year along?
Yes.
As helping, looking at for property to help the kids buy a property the other day. And I don't usually feel remorse for not taking action. But I have to tell you clearly, I'm sorry I didn't work on buying a house for them a year or two ago.
Yeah. That's true.
Year or two ago. They could have got more house for the same money, or the same house for less money than they're having to pay today. 1 year. 1 year, big difference. 6 months, decent difference. And they have a cap, just like a lot of our buyers. They have a cap. This is all they can pay. This is their down. This is all they can pay. We missed an opportunity a couple years ago. Now I picked up an opportunity for a couple other kids in 2007 or 2008, but I didn't do it for these kids since then till now. Big difference. They're going to probably pay as much for a house today as my older kids sold their house for to buy the bigger house. Isn't that interesting? Get your buyers and sellers into a piece of property. Even if it's a mistake, it's usually a mistake and error in their favor. Get it? Any piece of property they would have bought 6 months ago, 8 months ago, would be worth more today. Not hundreds of thousands of dollars more, but more. And as the interest rates, that's the other part of the equation, the interest rates are up 1%, not traumatic, but 1%. So that's another $100, $150, $200 a month, and the price is up. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Get your people into the property. You have a seller that thinks they might want to sell this year, okay? Not to make more money, because they need to sell. Get it? They need to buy. They need to sell. Get them into action. It's not a money play. It's a have to move play. But if they think they have to move, get them to move now. You know, one of the statistics that we're working with Eric and the rest of the team on these numbers, sellers are getting more money in the first 3 months of the year, on average, than they get in the next 4 months of the year, because there's more properties on the market competing. Think about this. You have a seller that wants to sell their house. Get them to put it on the market today, in April. Because in May, more properties come on the market. And as you can see, more properties are starting to come on the market. We're not flooding the market. There's just a few more. So right now, if you had one 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo that you had available and that the people could buy, 3 months from now, there might be 6 or 8 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos people could buy. Not that it's going to change the price dramatically, but it's going to take some buyers out of the market. Your seller isn't going to get quite as much as fast.
Right.
But you have to tell them that. And you have to tell them with urgency, excitement, and enthusiasm. Because that is, in fact, the truth. That's what's going on. Get your property on the market. Motivated people see opportunities, and opportunities are what motivates people. I see this as an opportunity to make a few more, what? Sales. Get out there and do it. Do it with urgency. A year from now, you may wish you had started today. I'm telling you, I wish I would have been in action for my kids a year ago. Every one of your buyers wishes they were in action a year ago. Every single one of them. Well, let me tell you something. They're all going to wish they were in the have to moves, not the want to moves. Would wish they were in action now when it comes a year from now. Fact. Okay? It might not be, like I said, $100,000 more, but it's going to be some more. Okay? I wrote down here, the person that takes action every single day toward the attainment of their goal will always triumph over those who do it once in a while. Take action or your goal every day. Get on the phone daily. Okay, we talk about listing presentation. If you're not on a real live listing presentation every day, do a role play every day. Why? Because if you don't normally go on a listing presentation at least a couple times a month, at least, how good can you possibly be? Look, I'm a pretty darn good presenter in what I do. But let me tell you something. After about a week of not presenting, I forget what to say, I forget how to say it, I forget the exactly the inroad of what I need to do and how to do it. And then that objection handler that just comes right from the sky doesn't come so fast. I'm struggling to find it. Of course, I didn't write it down, and I didn't practice it, and it's not there. You get what I'm talking about? Practice this every single day. Make a commitment to grow daily. Success doesn't come from acquiring, achieving, or advancing. It comes from a result of growing. Growing. How do we grow? Practice. How do we grow? Preview. How do we grow?
Putting yourself in front of people out there, door knocking.
What a great idea.
That's how we
What a
grow.
great idea. I didn't write that down. I'm going to write that down. Putting yourself in front of people.
Yeah.
We are in the meet the people business.
Yes.
Okay, that was the video today. We are in the meet the people business, period. End of conversation.
Yeah.
If you can't meet any more people on the phone today,
Yeah.
get out on the streets. Okay? Who door knocked the houses across over that way? You have. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Good job. 5
Yes.
out of 50. All right? 6.
I've been door knocking the whole month of April.
Okay.
Not this part, but
Okay, it's all about getting out there and meeting the people. We are in the meet the people business. No appointment, no what?
no money.
No money.
No money.
No appointment, no money.
No money, no honey.
No money, no honey. I didn't say that, anybody. There's a whole different context. If you make it your goal to grow a little every day,
Yeah.
it will not be long before you begin to see positive results in your life.
Yeah.
Little bit every day. Canny, constant and never-ending improvement on a daily basis. That's why we have you come in and do a scripts class a couple times a day. That's why we do the role plays. That's why I send out these videos. That's why we're constantly doing the advanced script classes. That's why we're having you coach with your coaches. We're moving you forward. We have Mike Ferry coming in tomorrow. If you're signed up, make sure you get there. If you're not signed up, still plenty of time to get there. If you have a friend in the business, we have room. Get there, okay? Mike's this is his first event that he does on the West Coast. He's not doing the East Coast this year. So he's only doing the West Coast. So he's starting tomorrow with us. And he's got it packed full of stuff he's not going to be doing for other people. He's bringing information about how and why to build a small team. Okay? Sometimes it's not a good reason. Sometimes there is a reason. Okay? And the other thing is a superstar panel from some of our own agents. So we're doing both of those things. He's not doing that in most of the other offices because there are no superstars to have a panel with. Okay? It's a true story. Sorry.
Just saying.
And he can't take you
Sorry, not sorry.
on the road. It doesn't look good. But that's the truth. It's the truth. He comes into our group and he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 people to choose from that he could have an interesting meeting with. Not in other places. Okay? Not in other places. Interesting.
It might be a good recruiting for us if we did take some of our superstars on the road with it.
We'll see. We'll see if Mike can do that. I wrote down here. The person who takes action every single day toward the attainment of their goal will always triumph over those who do it once in a while. Will always do it over those who do it once in a while. That's really the name of the game. Okay? So, I wrote down here, make a commitment to grow daily. Success doesn't come from acquiring, achieving, and advancing. It only comes from growing. And the growing comes from the interaction that we have every day, every week, every month. So let's take this week and make this week the standard by which all other weeks will be judged. Let's go out, make this happen, have a phenomenal week, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, everybody. Scripts and